Sushant was my very dear friend, and all I want to say is that we all should have a very loving memory of him who loved astronomy and who loved science. Great loss to Bollywood. Even when I was prepping for Miss Universe, at that time I was offered a film from Yash Raj Films called Ishaqzade, which was opposite Arjun Kapoor. So I had said no for it. So there's nothing new I'm going to say, but all I'm going to say is that people who come from outside, it is challenging for them because coming from outside, not knowing anyone, it is kind of easier for the insiders.
Hello and welcome to Midday.com. I'm Anjali, and today with me is this immensely fit, good looking, and very talented actor that's Urvashi Rautela. Urvashi, welcome to Midday.com.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Congratulations for your latest release and the film which is called Virgin Bhanupriya. Sounds peculiar. So tell me first about this new project.
Well, Virgin Bhanupriya is my second female-centric film after Hate Story 4. And why it's special is because, the character Bhanupriya itself is such a powerful character. And it's going to be happening for the very first time where the female desire will take center stage. I mean, I've always said that, idea is the king, content is the king. All of my colleagues, including Ayushmann Khurrana, let's take his film examples. I mean, in Vicky Donor, he played a character of a sperm donor, and the film was entirely about sperms, but still it did so very well. I mean, families loved it. It was a family film. Also, Dam Laka Ke Haisha again about body shaming, Shumangal Zara Savdhan about same-sex marriage, Akshay Kumar sir talking about periods and film called Padman. So all of these were very sensitive issues, but at the same time they were received very positively amongst the family audiences as well. So this film as well, it is a straightforward comedy and a perfect weekend watch for the entire families. And as you must have seen the trailer, it has been received so positively, and there is not even I would say, there is no vulgarness. I mean, it has been shot very, there are a lot of sophistication thanks to my director, Mr. Ajay Lohan. So yeah, I mean, I think it has truly been one of the biggest experiences, and I would say also considering we are putting out such a brave concept of virginity, and all we're trying to say is that virginity is kind of like stigmatized in our society. All the adult virgins feel there's a stigma attached to it, and there's a taboo in a nation like ours. So adult virgins feel stigmatized, and then they kind of feel that it is a less of a social blessing and more of a social curse. All we're trying to say is that virginity, is circumstantial. I mean, no amount of peer pressure from the society or from friends can force you to do something which you're not comfortable about. And it happens in a different moment, and it happens in different life journey. So yeah, I mean, this is something which is different for everyone, and it is a completely personal decision and personal choice. That's what we're trying to say.
Okay, the character of Bhanupriya in the film comes across, like whatever I have seen, as a very in a little vulnerable kind of a girl, maybe, who's trying to discover and certain things and all that in her life. But when we look at you as a person in real life, you come across as a confident, bold girl, urban and all that. So did that make it little difficult for you to bring some reality, or add life to the character, film character?
I mean, as an artist, I'm always going to be, I want to push my limits, and I want to do different kind of genres and different kind of roles. And Bhanupriya, considering, there was a particular look which was attached to the film, and director wanted me to be in a very chashmish look. The dialogue is very cute and pretty next door.
Yeah.
The thought process, which I really loved about the film, was her relationship with her parents. Her parents are separated, but she somehow is seeking out of love in her real life, and she also wants her family to be together. But the way how she thinks about love or falling in love, that's not who I am in real life. I mean, for me, it will happen when it has to happen. I can't force it. But as you can see, there are so many people surrounding her, including her best friend and mother, who are encouraging her to find the love of life. I mean, so she is kind of, she gets desperate in terms of seeking love. So that's not who I am in real life. Like, Urvashi in real life is like, whenever I sit with my girl gang, my female friends are always like, Urvashi, that you're very well settled. Now you should date a rich boyfriend. So my reply to them is like, I don't want a rich boyfriend. I am a rich boyfriend. So that's what I always tell them, so my philosophy is like that, and I truly believe in freedom and true independence and financial independence in terms of girl. And my thinking is that the girl should be independent and I mean, she should be powerful. That's what I really think. And but Bhanupriya thinks differently, and because there was those moments in her life. Also, one of the astrologer comes and tells her, like her dad, and a tarot card reader also comes and tell her dad कि आपकी बेटी का कुछ नहीं होने वाला, उसकी कुंडली में योनि त्रुटि योग है, तो कभी उसका कोई प्यार का संबंध नहीं होगा, ना उसकी कभी शादी होगी. So somewhere down the line, she becomes desperate because she wants to prove all these people wrong. She wants to prove astrologer wrong. She wants to prove tarot card reader wrong. She wants to prove everyone wrong, and she wants to justify that she deserves true love, and she requires that kind of love. Yeah.
When you came to know about the title, because it is peculiar and it is at the same time, because as you said that the word virginity is a little stigmatized in a society, and it does become a little scandalous when people hear that, or when they talk about it. So when the title was revealed to you, were you apprehensive about it, or you had your own suggestions, or what was your reaction?
I mean, in terms of me, I have to say that, when the film was offered to me, when I heard the narration from the director, I read it. That time, it was an untitled film. And because I know the entire story, I know it line by line, and I know what was happening in the film, I was very sure that it's a family film. And I was very sure that, it will be received positively. Like, for example, I'm getting so many congratulatory messages from Istanbul, Turkey, Afghanistan. From I think this film is not just for India, it is for the global audiences. And Z5, through Z5, it's going to be reaching more than 200 plus countries. So Z5 is in Africa and in US, Canada, and Middle East, UAE, and also in, I would say, we're like, it's in Asia Pacific region. So I have so many people who are going to be watching my film. So having said that, again, it was very important for me to say that let's dig deep into the past. In Vedic era as well, as we can see, India is a land of contrast. India is known as a land of Kama Sutra. At the same time, there are so many temples. I was born in Haridwar, which is a city of temples, and Uttarakhand is known as land of gods. I'm from there. So, I mean, we all have seen the erotic, sculptures in the temples. And in Mahabharata also, there were a lot of Maharajas and all the characters. They were speaking about so many topics like premarital sex or virginity in a very open manner. So there was no such, the term purity attached with virginity in Vedic era, in our holy books as well. And that due to the British colonization, somewhere down the line, the double standard came in India related to virginity. And then in modern times like ours, it is surprising to know that, we call it modern, but it is still not modern. I mean, there are so many women in rural areas who have to undergo so many multiple tests. And they, the term virginity is a sign of a purity in terms of, whenever she is getting married, we can see in so many matrimonial ads that they mention in the top corner that the bride needs to be a sought after virgin. So being a virgin is the number one priority whenever a spouse or any male gets married. I think I really hope that through this film we are breaking the stereotype, and it will bring a lot of awareness. And also with the I really hope the modern age era and the youngsters it really helps them. I mean, in terms of opening their mindset towards this term.
You have a very good friend in this film, who's playing your friend. So, do you have such a friend in real life as well, that really reminded, this girl really reminded of her?
Nice question. I mean, I would say I would love to have a friend like her. Who's just so open and so helpful. Yeah, I mean, the character is played by Romana Mola. I think she's a terrific actress. And it was great having her as my best friend. And she Bhanu, in a way, like, she's very down to earth, very innocent and very conservative, but her best friend is kind of very bold and kind of changes boys like a tissue paper every single week.
While shooting for this film, or when you were studying your character or trying to get into your character, were you reminded of your college days? Because those are the times when you're surrounded with your friends, and definitely with a lot of questions and queries and curiosities about oneself and about life. If you want to share with us something special.
In college days, yeah, पढ़ने से ही सुकून नहीं मिल पाता था. पढ़ाई से ही time नहीं मिल पाता I can't tell. I mean, I don't have any actually, and because it used to be very busy time and just studying and
You are a holder of so many beauty titles, and I would say so. Do you think that that has really helped you in like easing out some difficulties? All those beauty pageants and the titles have helped you in gaining opportunities and a lot of work perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of my international recognition whenever I go to, let's say, Philippines, or if I go to Thailand, people recognize me and the award, and it's because of my Miss Universe or all the international titles I won. Like, I became the first Indian to win Miss Tourism World in China. I won this Miss Asian Supermodel model in South Korea. I became the only girl in the history to win Miss Universe India twice. So for me, I would say that. I think I never thought that that I'll end up having a record of holding maximum number of beauty titles in entire pageant history. That is something which I never expected, or that is something which I hadn't planned. I mean, but it just happened. But yes, obviously, because back in the year before, even when I was prepping for Miss Universe, at that time I was offered a film from Yash Raj Films called Ishaqzade, which was opposite Arjun Kapoor. So I had said no for it because I wanted to at that time, concentrate on my Miss Universe and my preparations, because it was quite hard and I couldn't devote my time to it. But then, yeah, like even my first film, which I did with superstar Sunny Deol, even that film, I didn't have to try hard. I mean, it fell onto my lap. So I think it kind of, yes, gave me opportunities, yeah, and gave me a name.
But having refused Ishaqzade, now like it turned out to be a hit film. So after that, you had any regrets, or you thought that I should have given a second thought before saying no to it?
Uh, no regrets. Yeah, no regrets at all, because it was my decision. Mhm.
In an interview, I had heard you saying, it was a video interview where you said that your talent has not been exploited as yet. So I got a little curious to know that what else do we need to see?
I mean, I would say that, obviously, like, we have to be quite logical with it, because, I mean, see, for example, like, I do my own action stunts, I do multiple different dance forms. I'm a trained classical Bharatanatyam and Kathak dancer, or, I do different various Western dance forms as well. But in a film like Bhanupriya, there was no scope for, doing my own action stunts, because it is a different kind of film. So I really hope, as an artist, you really cannot, I mean, there's no such one film where you will be able to show you all your talents or all your, whatever your skills you have. So I think it's very important. It happens with time. It takes your own time. And I would say that with every single film, I would say that all my talents will keep coming out. Or I really hope that whatever I have in me comes out through each and every film, and I promise to keep doing such great films. Yeah.
So far, what do you think? Like, what does the audience want to see you in? Like, in what kind of image they love you the most, or they are liking it?
I'm really happy because audiences have accepted me. I would say, like in Sing Satudid, when it became hit, so I played a typical Punjabi kudi, but I'm speaking in Punjabi. So they accepted me in this, and then they accepted me as a supermodel in Hit Story 4, or doing comedy. All my films. But I would say, they have equally. I mean, I'm getting so many congratulatory messages and tweets. I would say they have equally accepted me as Bhanupriya also, and that's what I really want. I want. I think that's quite fulfilling, because people have accepted me in every single different kind of a character, and I really hope that I want to push my limits, and I want to just prove that that I keep doing different kind of characters, keep playing different kind of characters.
We often see you flaunting your bold avatars and sexy hot body, which is so beautiful and well appreciated and well taken. So, but then, do you think that if you get into this whole sexy siren tag or image, because that has been there in Bollywood, other actresses, yesteryear actresses have got that title. But do you think that that kind of title would help you or would not help you in getting better opportunities?
Not at all, because in Bhanupriya, as you must have seen I mean, you'll see the film, and I think so. Maybe you must have seen the trailer. It's a cute, pretty next door kind of a girl, look, and I'm very chashmish, and people are loving it, and I'm really grateful for it. And then in my next film, which is coming up, it is a Hindi remake of super hit Tamil film. Again, in that film as well, I play a Desi Varanasi girl wearing only saris and Varanasi salwar suit. So I think, I mean, all my upcoming films are all my desi looks only. So I don't think so that's gonna happen.
Okay, so that's there for social media perhaps. This whole outsider insider thing that's going on, the discussions are so much, especially after Sushant's demise. Tell me, you being on your own in this industry, because you don't have a godfather or something, what do you have to say? Is there really a difference when it comes to people who come from outside or who do not belong to the Bollywood fraternity from the very beginning?
I would say is that there's nothing special I can say about it, because whatever I want to say, people already know about it, and audiences already know about it. You already know about it. So there's nothing new I'm going to say, but all I'm going to say is that people who come from outside, it is challenging for them, because coming from outside, not knowing anyone, it is kind of easier for the insiders. So all I would say is that, but then at the same time, I was given such opportunity. I do understand that not everyone has a similar journey, but in my journey, I'm just so grateful that I've worked with so many great filmmakers like Anis was me in my Pagalpandi film, or Indra Kumar. They all are so amazing filmmakers. Aditya Khosla Kumar and Sanam Ray, and Anil Sharma in my very first film. He also launched Priyanka Chopra, and having worked with superstars like Sunny Deol and John Abraham, Hrithik Roshan, and working with the top banners like Balaji, or T-Series, and all these top banners, and Z now being a top banner. I would say that I truly feel very grateful and blessed to have that I received so many great opportunities. But all I want to say is that the outsiders should also be provided with the great scripts and great characters equivalent to the stars. That's what I want to say. Because if outsiders are provided, the great scripts and great stories, I mean, then it would justify the game.
Okay, I cannot not ask you about your social media feed because it's flooded with such amazing pictures that they really take the internet by storm. Now, what I noticed in your Instagram is that you generally do not post pictures from your day to day life, like casually when you're doing something at home, wherein other people also do that. Is there anything in your mind when you think about your social media feed that this is a particular side that I'm going to show, and this is something that I want to just keep it for myself and not on public platform? What is that?
No, actually, like genuinely, I haven't like planned anything as such. But thanks to you for loving it. All I want to say is that generally, every single day is very busy for me. Either I'm busy with my films, or maybe some brand endorsement deals or shooting. So all of those pictures are BTS or behind the scenes from whatever work I'm doing. And I would love to post a lot of personal pictures of me reading books and all. I mean, I keep reading. So yeah, I mean, but I'm not getting the time. Again, the Virgin Bhanupriya came up, and then so many, the marketing team and everyone is just like, promoting the film and promoting the look of Bhanupriya. So I think I really hope that I get time for my personal space also, and to put up some really personal pictures. But yeah, I mean, I posted, a lot of my Maldives vacation pictures. Those were my personal pictures. And then, yeah, a lot of are from the behind the scenes, mostly whatever I've been shooting.
Urvashi, also there are people who shower all their love, and then there are people who also have negative comments. So trolling is a part of social media. If you are in social media, so tell me, how much does that affect you, or any time at any point of time that has really affected you, and then after that you kind of learned how to deal with it?
Actually, I honestly and genuinely don't pay attention to it. And for me, the glass has always been fuller than a half, So I always try to see the greener side of my side, the greener grass. All I want to say is that, the amount of love which I get, amount of the loyal fan base I have, and with in totality 50 million followers I have in my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and including all the social media platforms. So I have 50 million love from all my fans, and I want to say that the amount of love which I share is much more than any amount of negativeness, or any amount of you know I think it's the greatest. The love which I'm getting is much more, so I rather focus on the love.
Last thing, Urvashi, I was going through your Instagram and I came across the post that you put for Sushant. And in an interview, you had shared that how shocked you were, and but after his demise, all these discussions are going on. You as a friend, how close were you to him? And you as a friend, what do you have to say now about the whole, scenario that is going on?
See, Sushant was my very dear friend, and all I want to say is that we all should have a very loving memory of him, and we should all think of him as a great artist and amazing human being, and really kick-ass, science lover, or who loved astronomy and who loved science. And it is a great loss to Bollywood, obviously, and it's a great loss for his father as well. So we all should have very loving memory for Sushant, and let's make his film The Bechara world's most loved film.
Thank you, Urvashi. It was really nice talking to you, and wish you all the best for all your projects. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Take care.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.